I'm gonna tell you what a professor actually thinks in their head when you're giving a presentation. Because whenever a student starts a presentation, I'm not going to lie to you, there is always this little voice in my head which starts talking. Please don't read the slides. Oh no, they're going to say good morning for the 5th time today. This student is much better than they think. As a university professor, I've listened to hundreds of presentations every single time, okay? And after years of teaching and observing my students, I've realized something. They do not actually know what I'm thinking while they're presenting. They don't know. They have no idea, no expectations. Most students think that we're sitting here judging every single grammar mistake or counting every single, the gap fillers, I just said it. Or we're waiting for them to mess up and to fail just because we want to judge them or mock them or laugh at them. And we feel so good when we see them in an embarrassing situation. Because honestly, there are some professors who are exactly like this. And we all know that these professors don't deserve this profession because they lack emotional intelligence and professionalism. The truth is, we're thinking something completely different from what you're thinking. Sometimes our thoughts are brutally honest, sometimes they are supportive, sometimes they are empathetic, and sometimes they're hilarious. I'm going to make some people mad, but do you think I care? I don't. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what a professor is thinking in their head while you're giving a presentation. Of course, I'm speaking about professors who are emotionally intelligent and professional and know what they're doing. Because you, as a student, you deserve to know. You deserve to know what I'm expecting from you. You deserve to know what's going on, because that will help you prepare better for the next presentation. By the end of this video, you'll never look at presentations the same way again. Let's begin. Let me describe the scene so that you get the full picture, okay? So the presentation hasn't even started yet. You're walking to the front of the classroom, trying to find your PowerPoint presentation. You're opening your notes and your hands are slightly shaking. Meanwhile, here's what I'm thinking. Please don't panic. Seriously, the first thing I notice is not your English, is not your grammar, it's not even your slides. The first thing I notice is your body language. I can tell if you're nervous, I can tell if you're stressed, I can see your hands shaking. I'm observing if you look prepared, if you're trying to make eye contact. Because after watching hundreds of presentations, I learned something important and valuable. Nervousness and being stressed, especially at the beginning, it's very, very normal. Listen, I've had students whose hands were shaking the whole entire presentation. I've had students who stood there in complete silence. They forgot about everything that they've prepared. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. So there's an anecdote that I want to share with you today. I've had one student who was very brilliant, okay? But it was her first time giving a presentation in my class. So I don't know, she just felt a lot of stress, a lot of nervousness at the beginning of her presentation, and she forgot about everything else. Her mind just went blank. I was like trying to support her and everything, but it was too overwhelming for her that she started crying and she just left the building. I was in a delicate situation, but I felt so much empathy for her. I'm going to tell you the whole story later on. I just want to tell you that if you experience some nervousness, it's completely normal. It doesn't make your presentation a bad one, because I, as an emotionally intelligent professor, completely understand that it is part of it, okay? I hate to see you embarrassed. I hate to see you fail. I hate to see you being judged. That's why every single time before a student delivers a presentation, I warn the audience, because I cannot stand bullies in my class. I really need all professors to do this before every single presentation, because that helps the speakers a lot. I'm just hoping that once you get through the first 30 seconds or the first minute of your presentation, you'll relax, because that's usually what's going to happen. But of course, we need the support from professors and we need the support from your audience. So whoever is like trying to laugh at you or judge you, they are the ones who are insecure about themselves. Here is another thought that crosses my mind. Okay, let's see if they are actually prepared. Usually, within the first 30 seconds of your presentation, I already have an idea of how the presentation will go. And it's not because I'm judging you in an unfair way. No, because you know by now that I hate when people are being judgmental. It's because preparation is incredibly obvious. It's obvious when students invested a lot of effort preparing for their presentation. You know why? Because they know where they're going and their ideas flow naturally. They know the direction of their presentation. Their ideas flow naturally. They don't need to look at their slides every single time to know what idea comes next. However, the students who didn't prepare usually begin with so they start scratching their heads. So, or like, good morning, today I'm going to, good morning. They say good morning 5 times or 10 times. Sometimes they even pause for a long time. They actually pause for ages that I become annoyed. And I'm like, okay, next. And that little annoying voice in my head is like, this is going to be a long presentation. I'm going to tell you something and I want you to listen to me very carefully. You don't need to be confident in order to deliver a presentation which is satisfactory. No, because confidence comes from preparation. Confidence creates fluency. So if you're not prepared well enough for your presentation, you're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose your sense of confidence, and eventually you're going to lose your audience. This is the most annoying thing ever for a professor and for everyone else. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not speaking about the fact that you need to look at your slides in order to know the next idea or to remember a certain keyword. I'm talking about those students who look at their slides and read every single word in their slides. They're like this, looking at the slide, then turning back to the audience like, I'm sorry, your neck is gonna break. And also, please, do you think that I can't read what's on your slides? Do you think that I'm an illiterate person? I'm literally your professor. So if I can read it, why are you reading it to me? You are capable of forming sentences. You are capable of discussing ideas without looking at your slides every single time or without reading fully from your slides. Please, the presentation is not your slides. The presentation is you. I want to hear from you, my dear students. The slides are there only to support you, not to replace you. Think about the best TED Talks that you've ever watched. Does the speaker rely on long paragraphs on their slides to give a presentation? No, people didn't come to watch someone read. They came to listen to someone speak and discuss ideas. If your audience spends the whole entire presentation reading your slides, then they stop listening to you. And you've already lost half of the room. This one surprises almost every student, especially students learning English. Many of them think, if I make one single grammar mistake, my professor is going to lower my grade. Not necessarily, no. But here is what matters much more to me. Can I understand the message? Can you explain your ideas clearly? Can you communicate with confidence? At the end of the day, communication is the goal, not perfection. Nobody is perfect. I've seen students with neat, perfect grammar who delivered very boring presentations, I'm not gonna lie. And I've seen students who made so many grammar mistakes, but still managed to capture the attention of their audience. Why? Because they connected with their audience, and people remember great speakers, not perfect grammar. I think this is the best part for you, right? Let's talk about the things which make me smile immediately and think, wow, this student is doing a great job. Eye contact, not staring at me like they're staring into my soul, not looking at the floor. Like, for real, did something fall and you're searching for it? Actually talking to the people in front of you. Energy. and elan. Do you remember this word, by the way? I already shared it with you before. It means energy and enthusiasm. Wearing an appropriate outfit. Do not come with flip-flops. Seeing that you're actually excited and passionate about the topic. Using real-life examples. And confidence. Notice how I didn't say perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation. No, I said confidence. Those are two completely different things because you can have an accent but still be an excellent presenter. Trust me, I have an accent and millions of people out there have an accent. So don't let other people shame your accent because it actually shows that we are multilingual and we're able to speak different languages. So your accent is not necessarily what makes or breaks your presentation. It's your ability to communicate with confidence. And here's something that students rarely realize. Most of the time, I'm actually feeling a lot of empathy towards you. I'm rooting for you. I know you've forgotten your next sentence. I know that you feel quite embarrassed. And in my head, I'm like, come on, you got this. Please just go on. Take a deep breath. Slow down. You're doing much better than you think. Most professors who are normal in their heads, they're not trying to catch you making mistakes every time. No, they want you to recover from these mistakes actually, because recovering from a mistake is a skill that you build also. Nobody gives perfect presentations, like literally nobody. Even experienced speakers, they lose their train of thought sometimes. The difference is they know how to continue after making a mistake, and that's the skill we want our students to learn. So, what is your professor really thinking while you're presenting? Usually not what you think. We're not counting every single mistake you make. No. We're not waiting for you to embarrass yourself or to fail. No. We're looking for preparation, clear communication, confidence, and growth. Most importantly, efforts. I want to see that you've invested sufficient effort in your presentation. We're expecting you to show what you've learned. Now I'm curious actually. It's your turn to answer my questions because I literally told you all the secrets, everything that I'm thinking while you're giving a presentation. If you're a student, what's the funniest thing you've ever thought your professor was thinking about you during a presentation? And if you're a teacher or a professor watching me right now, tell me what exactly goes through your mind. If you've enjoyed this video and would like more tips on presentations, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.